What's up, everybody? Thinker St. James here once again. Today we're going to be checking out an artist that I found called Ha Vay. So when I'm at my job, I cannot listen to or partake in some of the more extreme things that I enjoy. That shelf back there is filled with a whole lot of stuff that is not safe for work. I'm not talking about porn, you sick individuals, but I can't exactly watch Raging Bull at my reputable place of employment. So when I'm at work, I have trained the YouTube algorithm to deliver me things that are acceptable in a workplace, that being music generally, and the algorithm has done a great job of keying into exactly what I like, generally music with female vocalists. I am a big fan of the female voice. I think it lends itself beautifully to music, and depending on what that voice has behind it and what the voice is saying, it can be some of the most enjoyable music that there is. So the algorithm delivered me this artist, Ha Vay, and she's not super popular yet. She hasn't broken through to the mainstream. As you can see on her Instagram here, she's only got 86.1 thousand followers, and on her YouTube, she only has 15.7 thousand subscribers. So she's a little under the radar at the moment. So I figured now was a good time to take a listen to her music before she becomes a huge star, which I think that she has the potential to become because her music is very good. And she's really just starting out from what I understand. Her album is called Baby I'm the Wolf. I believe that there is also a title track. Actually, I know that there's a title track because I've only heard the one song from her, and this is the song that I have heard. So we're going to listen to that again and some of the other music that she has on her YouTube channel, and I will give my accurate and honest assessment of those. As always, links to every one of the videos that I'm going to be watching will be in the description of this video. Off the bat, I don't often follow music artists on Instagram or on Twitter. I generally follow those on my personal Facebook account because I don't like to have those other accounts inundated with a whole lot of specific artists' music. I like to keep up with them when they post just in my Facebook feed, which is kind of an amalgamation of everything that I like. My personal Instagram and my personal Twitter are more focused on certain things, and I generally don't use those for music. So I was a little upset starting out with this artist that the only social media that she seems to have aside from YouTube is Instagram. And when you go to the Instagram, it would appear to me at least that it might be a profile that she had from before she was making music. Angel Dream Girl 777. The branding is a little bit strange. That would be the first thing from the marketing side of my mind, that if I was managing this artist, I would be like, your branding needs to get taken care of immediately. We need to get you standardized and get you on other social media platforms, cross-posting and all that kind of stuff. But that's just the marketing side of things. She's a music artist. Maybe that's not her strongest suit or her forte, as it shouldn't be if she's out here trying to make the songs. So let's take a little bit of a look. As you can see, a lot of the Instagram is just pictures of her. So not a ton to go off of from this, but you can see that she is on tour currently. I guess these dates are still upcoming. Yeah, so if she's coming to a city near you, you can go see her live. I would recommend it, considering that she's not coming to a city near me, and I would like to see her live. I believe that she does this project with one other person, so it's her and a guitarist, and I don't know how involved she is with the actual production side of her music, but it's, as far as I can tell, a two-piece here. So, as I said, just the Instagram, and if you go to this link tree, she does have links, but no other socials. She's got a website. I like this. So one of the things to note before we get into the actual music itself is that she's got very much of an earth tone to her stuff. She's kind of got a woodland pixie energy. Her music is kind of indie folkish and very much like an ethereal child of nature kind of vibe. You know, midsummer. Actually, I think she even has, yeah, you're exactly, your midsummer witch. Floral headdresses and nature is kind of the vibe that you get from her music. But going back to her website here, it's got this nice little splash screen with some woodland creatures, again, staying on brand. But you go to the actual page And yeah, there's a store and there's tour information that we looked over. And this, I believe, just goes to her. Okay, so I mean, it's an actual page, but I think it's pretty much just all stuff on YouTube. You know, not a ton going on as far as like this type of stuff yet. But actually, I have her Spotify here too. Decent listenership on Spotify. 150,000 plus monthly listeners. Her song Moon Girl has 2.8 million streams, so not terrible. I mean, she's really right there beneath the surface, just kind of bubbling up, getting ready to pop off as a bigger artist than what she is now. I also found this interview with her. I didn't read all of this, but I was able to glean from it that this project only started in 2020 or so. So during the pandemic, I guess this was a music project that came out of that. So let it not be said that there was nothing great to come out of the pandemic, because there was plenty. As is highlighted here, her name is Chinese, Ha Vay. I was wondering what that meant. Ha means summer, and Vay is something along the lines of grace. So summer grace, essentially. She's also got a movie coming out that's like a film about the album, I guess. I don't know if it's a narrative thing or if it's a behind the scenes. They have her down as an indie pop act, you know, pop folky sort of vibes there. That's basically the gist of the peripherals to this artist. So let's start off with the track that I have heard already. It is called Baby I'm the Wolf, and it is from the album of the same name. I'm gonna give it a listen, and I will give my opinions here. I mean, the imagery off the bat already is gorgeous, right? Nice contrast with the red on the white snow. Very airy off the bat from the start. Vintage aesthetic as well. Snow White imagery. You know, it's all in line. It all fits very well. She's got a very breathy voice. It's really gorgeous. I wonder if she filmed that on tape. That's what it looks like from that. Almost like a Bjork kind of vibe to this video. Imagery is a little flashy right now. Like, oh, rapid fire. If this is two people, it's really well produced. Yeah, her voice is really gorgeous. She can hit some really nice high notes. She kind of stays in a higher register in general. Really up there. I enjoy the lyrics too. The song has a lot of sections to it that fit together very nicely. Again, the production's really sharp, especially for a two-person act. Songs are kind of shorter though. I mean, you know, that's about standard length, but 3 minutes 30. Kind of in line with the modern trend of shorter songs, but a very nice one, that one. I would give that song probably like an 8 out of 10. I think it probably could have stood to be a little more fleshed out, only because it's so nice with what is there. I would have just liked more of it, honestly. But yeah, that's an 8 out of 10 song. It's really, really good. This is why I wanted to do this video, is because that song, I've heard it several times at this point, because it keeps coming back in the algorithm, and you know, I keep listening to it, so it just keeps feeding into itself and re-suggesting the song to me. That is Baby I'm the Wolf. That is the title track from her album. Let's see what else we have here. I'm gonna try to keep with ones that are actual official videos. She has one called Ophelia. Let's check this one out. Also, 3 minutes 30 seconds. It's like, did she like cut it to exactly that time? I wonder if all of her songs are 3 minutes 30 seconds. This one's a little bit more acoustic guitar-ish. This is much more folky so far anyway. Bouncy. Oh, I like this video. Shadow puppetry. Anything with puppets is gonna definitely be liked by me. Also, I mean, the aesthetic of the recording of this video is, she does it in pieces. She did it in the last video too, where it's like that shot on videotape style. Yeah, there. I mean, that speaks to me. This kind of reminds me of like a Heart song. It's got a Dog and the Butterfly kind of feel. Little chimey elements in the back. Sounds like there might be a cello or a deep bass in the back there. But this aesthetic is like speaking to me. I kind of wish that it didn't cut to this more polished video. I mean, this is the kind of stuff I have on VHS tapes all on the floor there. Little key elements are very nice as well in the back. Again, I mean, the notes are probably going to be somewhat similar over and over here. It's really beautiful singing and very well-produced tracks. If it's only two people, I mean, there's got to be more to that, right? to have this as an independent artist, this is very impressive. Yeah, you know, so that song was like a little bit happier, like major key-ish, I guess, but it still has this like tinge of lilting sadness just because of the timbre of her voice. Like, she's got a very specific, a very distinct style of conveying her vocals. So I think all of her music is going to kind of sound somewhat sad even when she's not, but it's still very nice and very pretty. I enjoyed that song as well. I didn't like that one as much as the other one, but it's only a slight downgrade, if any. I would probably still give that one maybe like, again, I'm pretty harsh on music, so, you know, this isn't really a diss, but I'd say maybe like a 6.5 or a 7, leaning closer to a 7 than the 6.5, but somewhere in that range. Still highly above average. Absolutely. Very nice. And also, it's really more so just because that style of song doesn't speak to me as much as the first one. And you're comparing song over song of the same artist, so there's going to be, you know, a little bit of a sameness to it just because of it being the same person. But overall, nothing overly negative to say about it. It was as far as like stripped down songs go, because it was really just, I think, guitar, keys, maybe a little bit of bass underneath there. And her voice, it's really nice. Again, the production is just fantastic. So let's check out Moon Girl. This is the one that has the most streams on her Spotify. Ow. Oh, okay. It has like almost like a Spanish guitar-y kind of sound to it. Little beat to this one. Her ad-libs are really nice too. It's her vocalizations. Oh. And you can see like the lo-fi aesthetic is just really appropriate and nice. Because I mean, yeah, this is 720. I mean, this is as high as the quality level goes. Oh. She's just like some twists to her vocals there. Really has a great control of her voice too. That's very impressive. I don't know how old she is, but for a person of her age, I'm assuming that she's somewhat younger. She knows how to utilize her vocal range very well, and she controls it extremely well. She's like weaving notes in the chorus there. Little punctuation on the delivery there. This is absolutely soundtrack music. How this is not already in movies, I have no idea. I would not be surprised if you hear her music in a lot of like teen movies. I think would be great for romance. It has this very feminine energy kind of delivery, of course, with a rooting in some folk elements. Like, there's so much application for this. I give the songwriting so much credit here. The song craft, it's fantastic. Almost got a little bit of a Manos Hands of Fate thing going on here. You can see the Midsummer influence for sure. Call up Ari Aster. Get Ari on the phone. Nice panning in the music as well. Like, you know, it's not static. Another really, really good song. I like that one a lot too. That's another 8 out of 10 for sure. Absolutely. If that's an 8 out of 10, I might have to give Baby I'm the Wolf an 8.5 or a 9. Okay, so this is a song called Pretty Baby. I don't know how much of these are from the album. Like, does she have the track listing on here? Okay, so we listened to Ophelia and Baby I'm the Wolf. Oh, and Moon Girl is on there too. Okay, so we've listened to a couple of tracks from this album. This album has 10 tracks total. We've now listened to 3 out of the 10. So, do like 5. I think 5 is a good representation of the album. I don't want to spoil the whole thing. So I'm not going to do a full album review because I'm just kind of enjoying watching these videos. But we'll listen to 5 tracks from it, and this will be the 4th of the 5. So this is Pretty Baby, also from the album Baby I'm the Wolf. Something keeping rhythm back there. I guess it's like a tambourine kind of hit. But again, the panning. I can't say enough about the panning. It's so nice. You're getting so much audible information in this side of your head. All right, so I'm going to assume that this guy is the guitarist. Maybe he's just like her male muse. Or maybe he's just the equivalent of a male video vixen. Whistling? I mean, she's definitely pulling out all of the indie stops. You know, we got whistling going on. If there's a ukulele at any point on this album, she'd have checked every box. Staying with the lo-fi aesthetic. Also has an interesting way that she delivers words at times. I think I read in that article that she's influenced by Lana Del Rey. That's certainly coming through. Yeah, a whole lot going on in the instrumentation of this song. I always told my producer when we were working on music together that I always wanted it to sound audibly interesting. And this is certainly that. I'm picking up little things left and right, literally left and right. Animal masks, very Wicker Man. Yeah, a lot of Wicker Man vibes. Are these Patreon supporters? Did she have a Patreon? Oh, I guess maybe she was doing like a Kickstarter or something like that. Well, shout out to all of the people that made this video possible. Well worth it. Andre Dolezal is the gentleman there. Wonder if he is of any relation to Rachel. So, all right, that was another strong showing. I'd say that one was another solid 7.5 or an 8. I mean, she's charting high. Again, you hear 7.5s and 8s, you're like, oh, why not a 10? Well, I mean, like 10 has to be like my favorite music of all time kind of thing. I'm trying to be as 100% down the line accurate as to my full overall assessment in comparison to all of the music that I've heard, all the music that I listen to, all the stuff that I consider the greatest and the worst, so to speak. So if 8s are like, I mean, that's way higher than I'd give like 90% of music that I'm listening to, especially nowadays. So far, so good. Consistently charting in that range is pretty impressive. All right, so let's do one more track from the album. That'll make it a solid 5. So we will have listened to half of the record. The Huntress. I like that title. In fact, I always thought Huntress would be a great name for a band or for a lady. If I have a daughter, perhaps I will name her Huntress. Let's check it out. A little more down tempo, this one. Bloodlust for Your Love. 607 Bloodlust, Mystery Science Theater. She can do like serious bending with her voice, man. This is how the algorithm knew. It's like, oh, you like female vocals that do really cool stuff with their voice? Here you go. Thank you, algorithm. You served me well. Wonder where all this stuff is filmed. Like, did she go to different national parks? Earth tones for sure. After like the 90s kind of wave of female singer-songwriters with like Sarah McLachlan and Sheryl Crow and that kind of thing, it's not like we had like a super crazy lull. Like there were a good amount, but like the style changed. And this is sort of a return to that in a little bit of a way. It's kind of folkier, sort of deeper, I would say. Like it's pop, but like not traditional pop that you'd hear on the radio necessarily. Like if there was a Lilith Fair 2024, she would certainly fit into that. Yeah, that's another great one. I would say another 8. Yeah, we'll call it there. If you take all of those reviews and average them, she's looking at what, like a 7.9, high 7.8. When it comes to how I critique music, that's extremely high. So I just wanted to kind of give a little bit of an extra push of exposure to this really talented artist. I gotta believe that she's going to be all over the indie scene coming up here. It's only a matter of time. She's just extremely talented. Her voice is beautiful. There's a great depth to her music, and she's just getting started. I mean, if she started in the pandemic, 2020-ish range, and she's getting her first album out now, I think that she's going to have a great career. Yeah, how much does it cost just to download the record? So her album, for $13 her album costs. This is an absolute must buy. I'm going to buy this record right after I complete this. Is she signed to a label? She might just still be a straight indie artist. What's on her Depop? Oh, these are I guess stage worn items that you can buy of hers. What are these? Nature's Bride lyric art diary edition, handmade by me, featuring lyrics from it. Wow, if she becomes like a big artist at some point, like whoever got those, they're gonna have some really, really great items. Yeah, these are her lyrics, little handmade art that she did. And if you want some of the outfits that she wore, $200 will get you the dress from the video. She has a newsletter, but no, just get a Twitter and just put your stuff out on that. Like, you don't have to use it regularly. Just like use Twitter like the way that I use it for Yama. You know, I put my reels out on that. I post video links, and that's really about it. I mean, occasionally some other stuff, but not much. And I guess her vinyl is going to be at Urban Outfitters, so there you go. Cool that she's releasing her record on vinyl. And yeah, she's doing this US tour and not coming anywhere near me. 2 shows this year that I really want to see are stopping in Washington, D.C., and that is as far south as they are going. So, I guess Atlanta, but I'm not going up to Atlanta for anything, unfortunately. So yeah, that is Ha Vay. I just wanted to shed some light on her music because I think it's really, really good, and I think that she's going to be very successful as a musician. Check her out, Angel Dream Girl 777. You can get links to all of her stuff on there. Buy her record, Baby I'm the Wolf. It is currently available now. You can listen to it for free before you buy on YouTube if you prefer. But I would recommend giving her a couple bucks because the album is really, really good based on what I've heard from it today. That's all I got for you today, everybody. Thanks very much for hanging out. YouTube.com/@YamaShow for everything mixed martial arts related. And I'll be back on this channel sometime soon. Peace.
Change.